I know I sound like a broken record at the beginning of these videos, but I am definitely really excited today. That's right. I'm excited again to talk a little marketing. Today, I have Christine Packer, who is our senior growth strategist here with me. Christine, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here with you. So you're not a broken record.
All right. Well, it's all these videos. I'm so excited, but that's just me. That's my brand. I'm excited. Okay. Um, So we want to talk about like three common issues we've been seeing recently with Google paid campaigns. And, we're not going to go too in the weeds because, then we're going to lose a lot of the audience. But most of our customers are either, C-suite executives, some entrepreneurs, but really, we have this big joke with them that we understand when they invest in us as their marketing team, either they grow or we go. So it's really big for us to make sure that we're always providing ROI for our clients. And there's no area of marketing that's more formulaic and straightforward than Google Ads. I pay this agency X amount. I put this much money in the ad spend. I get this much in return. And then we do the math. But as much as we all want that to be the most perfect process ever, I give you $1 for the ads. I give you $1 for your agency, and I get $4 or $5 back for me. It doesn't always go that way. And so we're going to talk about sometimes when it doesn't go the way we want it to go, and then how we can circumvent that. And this all started because of something we'll call the rise of spam submissions. We've been seeing a lot of spam recently. Christine, what's going on with the spam?
Yeah, there could be a few causes for this increase in spam. You may see an increase in spam because your impressions, your search, the keywords that you're going after are seeing a fluctuation in trends. And so in an effort to help spend your ad money, Google is pushing your ads to people outside of your general audience targeting or, what they've learned. And so they're trying to push to get those conversions, and they may be putting you in front of the less savory people, your ads in front of the less savory people. Which then increases the spam form submissions. We also see an issue with not completely leveraging all of the new Google ad tools. They've recently released brand exclusions and brand restrictions to help teach AI who to have your ad show up for and what not to help manage that.
Oh, that's the magic word, AI. Because, let's be honest, before AI, if you had some sort of CAPTCHA or one of those stupid things where you had to pick the pictures that have street lights in them, there was some ways to circumvent some of this. But as AI gets bigger, these companies like Google want us to utilize their AI more. I feel like there's a correlation between utilizing that part of of Google's ad experience and the spam submissions. Now, we don't have to get all techie babble of how that is, but would you agree with my hypothesis?
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah. And I know we get more mad at Meta's AI than we do Google's. That's a little inside baseball for you guys. I've only been working with Meta for 15 years, and I just know everything that they say is insanely exaggerated. But we are not ranting about Meta in this. We are talking about Google. So, all right, I'm one of these people. I keep coming to you. Why are we getting these spam submissions, and what are we going to do about it? How do we fight back?
Yeah, making sure that you have Honeypot, reCAPTCHA enabled is step number one, quick win to help mitigate that. But bots are quite sophisticated these days and can circumvent those things. So managing, your audience targeting in your search terms, adjusting bids to make sure that you're not overspending on those budget or those spam submissions, and offline conversion data, communicating your CRM back to ads so it further teaches them to not show you too spammy leads.
Okay. So, all right, let's move to the second thing. And we're going to talk about the dreaded learning phase. The dreaded learning phase. Dun, dun. Well, what is the learning phase with Google Ads?
Yeah, so when you make a significant adjustment or you're launching a brand new campaign within Google Ads, you're going to go into a bid strategy learning phase. And depending on the history of your account, if you have a lot of data, sometimes this can take 5 to 7 days or less. If it's a new campaign, you're looking upwards of 12 to 14 days. And it's a necessary evil of essentially Google learning who and what's going to convert for your business.
Yeah, every year to start school, I read my son all the places you can go, the Dr. Seuss book. And there's this area there called the waiting zone, where people are just waiting for this and that. And, it's like, no, not you. You're not that person. You go and you get it. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs have that feeling. They hate the waiting zone, right? And Google forces the waiting zone upon you. It says, listen, you are going to have to be patient. Never tell an entrepreneur to be patient. They'll tell you to go kick rocks. And and they want you to be patient because they want to figure out the people who are coming in, who are converting, so that they can help you long term. So they say. But in the end, even though you're paid ads, I think this might be a misconception. Just because you're a paid ad, you don't just get to the top of a search because you spend more money. Google still wants everything to be really relevant. There's still a connection between your ad copy, your landing page copy. And so Google definitely wants you to get to the top of the right searches and not, because what do they want? They want you to keep spending more money with them, right? So they are trying to help in that regard. But man, I think the biggest thing with the learning phase is the communication around it every single optimization. Mm-hmm. Because it's a common example. Hey, this is going good. Can we double the budget? Sure. We double the budget. Why did we not double the leads? Well, got to start with the learning phase. And then we're going to have to fight through that. We're going to have to optimize that. And hopefully a few months down the road, we will have doubled those amount of leads. But it takes some more time. And I think, it's definitely much more of a communication issue, along with just when you think about clients and the archetype, just not being the type of people who want to wait. I think even when we do communicate, I feel like, hey, learning zone. I mean, I think in one client meeting, someone's just going to slam a desk. Well, I'm done hearing about the learning zone. I'm done with it. The learning phase. Sorry. Well, it's inevitable. So I think the best way to fight the learning phase is to communicate through it.
Absolutely. Completely. Yep. That communication is the number one priority when you are making changes within paid ads.
It's a necessary evil, and you're just going to have to be patient. Person who doesn't like to be patient, enjoy the waiting zone. All right. What is the last one? What is the last issue that we feel like clients have been bringing up recently about, I'm not loving this about Google Ads?
Yeah. A lot of times what we're hearing is the common ads are live. Why can't I see my own ad? I'm searching for those keywords that we're targeting and my ad's not coming up. Why can't I see it? And the biggest reason is most likely our clients are not our ideal customers. And so Google is smart enough to understand that and not show our ads and not waste our money on those people. And so that's generally what we end up having to explain.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, you want to see your ad. What are you going to click on it? You're going to spend money just to, but I get it. It's that feeling of like, there's certainly the trust that you build with somebody, but it feels good to see it in the wild, right?
Absolutely.
You go, oh, there's my ad. That makes sense. Because sometimes I even know like there's a lot of keywords that we internally bet on, and I'll do those searches and I'll be like, see, I will definitely become the weird client who gets too mad at that. But as annoying as that could be on the client side, how do we as the agency make everybody feel better and help them understand why they don't see it and why that's not necessarily a bad thing? Yeah.
First thing, luckily, Google does have a preview tool that you're able to view natively so that you don't have to be concerned about searching for those keywords. So we always try to share those so we have an idea of what it looks like out in the wild. But the biggest thing is just understanding that we want to make sure we're spending our budget and those searches on true clients that we can convert, because that's ultimately going to tell Google and show Google who we want to show up for. If we're constantly searching for our keywords and our ad popped up and we didn't click it, we just scrolled by, that's actually a negative trigger to Google saying, this person, that was an irrelevant ad, so maybe we shouldn't deliver it as much. So it can actually have a negative impact on that case.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think kind of, concluding here, Google Ads is so great for that, like just that, I always joke that marketing is a mix of art and science, and like so science, right? It is the science. And so the people who just live and die by numbers love it. That's what they want to invest in, because like I said, you can clearly say, okay, I gave the agency $1, I gave the campaign $1, and now I'm getting $5 back, and that's great. But it isn't perfect. And I know one of the things we always joke about at our team is like one of the cardinal sins is saying something's impossible, right? You don't want to say anything's impossible. So it is easier to, circumvent some of these spam submissions. It is possible to do okay in the learning phase, but it's also going to be the slowest part of your campaign. So you just be prepared. And then, lastly, like it's not impossible for you to see your ads, but most of the time it would actually be a bad thing that would hurt. And we don't want to hurt anybody, right? We're like doctors in that regard. Isn't the first thing do no harm? We don't want to do no harm. So there you have it. All right. Christine, thank you so much for going over those with me today. God bless all of you guys running Google Ads. We love them too, even in their imperfections. So thanks so much.
Thank you.